And I kind of got to thinking that, all the cynical, more sophisticated people that are walking around injured is us. It's so many of us.
You mean me and Britt, or?
Yeah, it's the three of us.
Talk to us, baby.
Spit that shit out, man! Now it's time to flip the script.
Gosh, Marty, it's really nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
It feels like it's been forever.
Yes, because we went through a thing.
Yeah.
We had a thing.
Marty didn't go through a thing, Britt. Not like even a little bit of it.
I went with I was going through it with you guys as simpatico.
That's true.
Are you didn't lose power?
Well, my internet went down for an hour.
Oh.
And I found that I just had to reboot the modem.
So Britt spent 8 days without power.
8 days.
I spent 9 days without power. This is after.
Well, I spent, let's say, 0 days without power.
0 days without power and 1 hour without internet.
Oh.
But you know what? That was mostly because we were just a little higher and a little north.
The snow was different, right?
It was the snow instead of ice.
Yes.
And my brother said it's not just ice knocking branches on wires, but the ice will get on the wires themselves and pull them down.
Yeah. So we had a huge ice storm here in the Portland metro area that affected, I think, the southern part of
Clackamas County.
More than it did the northern part where Marty lives. And so Britt and I mean, we got hammered. The trees were full of ice. Like if a half-inch thick twig on a tree had 3 to 4
inches?
Maybe 2 to 3 inches of ice surrounding the entire thing.
Yeah.
It was beautiful to see.
It was absolutely stunning the first day.
Yeah.
And it was fun the first day. And then we got more freezing rain that night. And then the next day, that's when it became treacherous.
And this is very odd for the Portland area, right? It doesn't happen very often.
No.
But the weight of the ice started bringing trees down, whole trees down, branches down, electrical lines down, power lines. So that first night, when it got really bad, we could see lights flashing from transformers blowing up.
Yeah.
And we could hear the booms, or we'd hear something come crashing down outside in the distance, and we'd hear zzz, zzz.
Holy shit.
It was all over the place.
It felt a little apocalyptical, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did.
With the lights flashing, like green lights flashing in the air.
Yep.
I saw some of that from my window, and I thought it was lightning. I swear to God.
I did it first, too.
Sure.
Yeah, the next day, AJ said it was, did you see the light storm?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the sound of the trees. I mean, if you look up into the hills of West Lynn or Lake Oswego, you just see jagged edges everywhere from all these trees
that came
tumbling down.
Yep.
It sounded like you would hear a loud snap, and then it sounded like a crashing chandelier.
Mm-hmm.
Because not only would the branch fall, then 20 pounds of ice would come shattering to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it was a cool sound, but the poor dogs all across the region. My dog she did not sleep for 2 days. She was scared to death.
Oh, really? Dude didn't give a shit. Yeah.
Unless it's a squirrel, dude doesn't give a
wanted
shit.
to go out and run in it. But then a couple of days after that, the temperatures went up into the mid 40s, and there was a moment. Did you guys have this too? The Great Melt.
Yes.
One of the most amazing things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, the temp hit. It was like it was creeping up. It was creeping up. It was creeping up, and it hit that sweet spot where all the ice started to let go.
Not only did it hit the sweet spot, the sun came out.
Blue skies.
The neighbors came out because even from inside your houses, you heard the sound of rushing water.
Yeah.
And you came outside and all of the trees were dripping and melting.
And letting go. It was like this ice and slush storm, but that was just emanating from the trees.
It's like,
the trees are so big around here. It was gorgeous and otherworldly, and I've never seen anything like it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like a metaphor for what?
Oh, I was going to say like a metaphor, but you just ended with such a beautiful comment. I don't want to say what the metaphor was. Okay. The letting go metaphor. Letting go. We should the metaphor for letting go of all of our problems. Nature has it covered.
Well, we were lucky, and
Nature knows what to do.
There was the second time this year that I counted our blessings for the temperate climate in this region, melting the ice just after 2 days. Which this could have gone on if we were in the Midwest. this could have gone on for a week, 2 weeks with sub-freezing temperatures. And then the first time was this summer with the forest fires that got closer smoke-wise than they ever had in the time I've lived here. But then you got a little bit of wet weather, and it just got everything under control. Boom.
Right.
In Southern California, it would have raged. It would have raged.
True.
So it definitely was kind of like thankful for that temperate nature of the climate around here.
Oh, geez. I was just thankful for credit cards because after 4 days of no power and freezing temperatures, that was enough work. I built so many fires and I hauled so much firewood and I made so much ramen for the kids and trying to keep them entertained and happy and warm. We finally pulled out that credit card and ran off to a hotel.
Did you?
Oh, you did?
Oh my gosh, yes. Can you imagine 3 kids and pets that aren't sleeping because they're freezing and trying to take care of them all day with no power?
Was there any aspect to it early on that felt like an adventure?
Yeah, it was super fun. And posting pictures on Instagram of the kids sledding on the ice and me posting pictures of little blossoms encased in a golf ball shape of ice. It was really fun the first day. The second day, it got a little bit hard. And then the third day when we wake up and we're starting to have mental issues and the dog's not sleeping and I'm making my 10th fire, trying to warm the kids up and huddling in the car to keep warm. It just got really, really hard.
And you have, you're in that phase of parenthood where you have younger kids that it's just it's a different phase than the one I'm in where it's just a little more like, less hand holding is needed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's more pressure on you.
Yes.
What day was that when we were all cutting branches and hauling wood?
That was probably day 4 or 5. I'm thinking.
That's when we AJ was cutting the wood and we were all cutting and sawing.
There were like pieces of the trees out front hanging down like 3/4 of the way broken off, but they were just hanging. So
and then one of the boys was getting sassy or something, and AJ said we had a giant pile of twigs, and AJ's like, "Get your asses out there and haul that shit in the backyard."
Yeah, they did something, and then it was like, "All right, now you get to take that big pile and move it to the back."
You could see the parenting. The whole lesson learned shift happening. They're like, "Fuck,
yeah,
nice.
I'm not going to do that again."
But like I was telling Britt earlier. We went into kind of camping mode, so we pulled out the propane stoves and cooked on those, and we had your generators, Marty, from your Airstream,
right.
And so we had those running, a couple of small appliances, and then the TV and the DVD player downstairs. So we were fine. We had the fireplaces, and we were all sleeping in the TV room together. So it's adventurous at first, But we didn't shower. We did I showered once over those 9 days. We all smelled like shit, and except for Mickey, she didn't.
Of course not.
But we were fine. We've done enough backpacking as a family that I think we kind of could slip into that mode. And again, we could make smoothies, it was going to be okay. But where unhappiness cropped up was when we started to see the lights come on in the neighborhood, in the streets around us, not just the neighborhoods. And our street is notorious for being the last one that gets turned on when there's a power outage. Just something about how the power sources are mapped and where it's coming from for our street. And so on the corner to the right, there was lights. On the corner to the left, there were lights. Across the other side of our property, there were lights. But for us, there weren't. Man. This was like the 7th day. And we were thinking, okay, all right, it's coming on. Sweet. And then it didn't happen. And then on the 8th day, it didn't happen. And that's when we were like, what the hell, man? When we started to get pissy about it. And it was like the gap between, and I've heard friends of mine, good friends of mine that have dealt with things like, quitting drinking and things like that, they learn that unhappiness crops up in that gap between expectation and reality. What are you expecting? And then what did reality?
It's like me and
you?
The COVID vaccine.
Yes.
Everybody's fucking posting their COVID vaccine. And I'm like, wanting to call Kate Brown and say, what the fuck is going on?
What did I do to you?
Yeah, Jesus.
You got COVID envy?
Yes, I totally COVID vaccine envy. I want to let
go,
go.
Vaccine envy, yeah, sure.
You gotta let it go, man.
I know.
I know you're anxious
Isn't
to get
that
it
funny?
though, man.
We spent about as much as we felt comfortable at the hotel, came home, and still without power for another day.
Oh.
And there's just that.
How did that feel?
Oh no, that's how it felt. That's pretty much when we said when we came home, we're still without power. I have to go back to the pioneer woman,
right?
And well, you tell you what though, my son, he became a master at splitting logs.
That's awesome.
He's great.
It's not easy to split logs.
My daughter learned how to make a wool blanket cocoon for the rats and for the cats. And
that's so funny.
Anyway, that's when that was our hardest day. That last day before we got power.
Isn't that interesting?
Because we were really, really hoping
that expectation, right?
Yep.
It played with us, and then on the morning of the 9th day, Mickey and I said, you know what? We still have the power to say fuck it. And we loaded up the truck and we went up to the mountain and snowboarded all day. And we ordered 2 extra large pepperoni pizzas and picked them up on the way up there. And, we snowboarded. We got back in the truck and had a pizza snack. And then we went and snowboarded some more. And when we got home, the power was on. But it's like, it's so cliche. And I struggle with it in my life, man. I have struggled with it. But what you really control is how you react to something.
Right.
How you react.
Absolutely. That's the secret to life.
Yeah.
But it's easy to say and intellectualize, but executing is like everything is the hard part.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Kind of like Trump executing the delivery of vaccines in arms. Sorry. We've already lost most of our Trump supporters, I think. But
we're having another dorsal fin moment over here.
Yeah. It's so.
You can edit that out if you want.
No, man, leave it in. My head is so not in politics now anymore.
Yeah, mine's not so much either. I was going to ask, although I was going to ask Britt if her hotel was in Cancun.
Yeah, right, like Ted Cruz. That's funny, man.
And there are clowns on both sides. It's not just Trump or the Republicans. It's just like everybody's. Yeah. So disappointing, but yeah, it's
you got to get your head out of that space though for a while. Yeah. Take a break from it. It can suck you in, but I was telling you guys via text a couple of days ago. And it's what's on my mind today. It's like I have forgiveness on my mind. And it sounds so silly. And Britt, I'm guessing you haven't watched it yet, but it's all coming from Ted Lasso.
Hey, I watched about 5 episodes.
Well, okay, tell me what you
my
think.
Dear. I think it's the perfect show for the time that we're in right now. If I watched this show before COVID, I would be incredibly annoyed by the main character and the premise. And I probably would turn it off after episode 1.
Yeah.
Because the character Ted Lasso, he's like a Ned Flanders, maybe slightly less annoying.
A little bit.
But the unrelentless optimism is really tempting.
It's tempting, right?
And we need it right now. And so it's kind of helpful.
Yeah. So how did it, when you were watching it, because like you said, you watched it because I asked you to, and Marty had watched it.
I finished
before me. You did,
yeah,
awesome. And I just watched it over the last week and a half, all 10 episodes of the first season. I hadn't been tempted before, but I got the screener from SAG, and so we're like, oh, cool, let's check it out. We had watched 1 episode in Wyoming, and we liked it. But it snuck up on me. Mm-hmm. It really snuck up on me, this, like you said, this relentless positivity, but not just positivity, but this, I don't know, man, it's really smart, I think, what they're doing there. With this character in this show they've created has a lot of layers, and you keep discovering new things about the characters, not just the main character. But I think like some of the themes are really grabbing me right now. This theme of noticing people. Be curious, not judgmental. And I struggle with that. Just the other night when we watched the last 2 episodes of the show, earlier, like half hour before that, we just got a van for road tripping with the family, and we want to do a couple things to it. So there's so many videos of people on YouTube now who have taken vans and converted them, and they're adventuring and they're chronicling every step of the way. and these posed pictures, right? And most of the time it's like the it's a couple and it's the cute girl who just happens to be reading a book, with a view outside the open back doors of the van, and her hair looks just right and her butt looks just right. And wow, it just grabbed that moment, right? When it's all posed.
Sure.
And I was being cynical, and I was telling Mickey and the boys, I was like, why don't these people just go on their trip? Just go on your trip. You don't. It gets to happen even if you don't chronicle it on Instagram. And obviously there's a reason they're doing it. They're hoping to maybe generate income by doing it, by getting a following, and then they get to keep traveling maybe. But I was being really judgmental about them, just stop chronicling every moment. Or if you're going to chronicle, tell me about the time you got pissed at him because he farted in the van again. Right?
Why is it got to be him that farted?
Try the real shit. And then I watched this one of maybe the 9th episode of Ted Lasso, and there's this monologue in there where he talks about his dad teaching him to be curious, not judgmental.
Yeah, I love that.
And I'm telling you guys, I just went within myself, and I was like, I was just modeling judgmental for my kids. Let the people do what they're going to do. If they're enjoying it, and it's letting them maybe generate a little money where they can get out there and get in nature and have experience and not live on the mindless treadmill of life, good for them.
And the forgiveness part too comes in.
And the forgiveness.
After the 5th episode, something will pop up that you'll see that's mind blowing.
Okay.
And that also made me think about our society right now. And it's so funny to reference. I'm like this Ted Lasso evangelical all of a sudden, but it's made me think about a lot of things in our culture now. And it's like sometimes even when somebody's done something wrong and society demands an apology for them, I think so often it's not an apology demanded because you're ready to offer redemption and forgiveness.
It's because you want to be right.
It's because you want to be right. It's a power play, and it's because that's the first step to then destroying them. They apologized. We got them. There's something wrong with that.
Yeah.
This show's really kind of hit me in the gut. In the gut.
I wonder if it was designed that way, or if it was just supposed to be a cute, funny coach show. And
I think it was. I think they wanted to make something with depth and layer.
Because good coaches act like him. Maybe not quite that, over the top optimistic.
Yeah.
But the sort of the father figure, the mentoring, the teamwork.
Yeah.
Lessons about teamwork. When I saw there was a it's not going to surprise you. It's a team, right? It's a coach.
Yeah.
But I was just a little kid. And my dad had some superstar baseball player on his team. My dad was coaching baseball, and the kid never did anything, but he was just so brilliantly talented. He didn't really have to. And he was laying down in the outfield, and my dad yelled, and he just kind of looked, didn't respond. And my dad just walked out there. And this is like one of the first couple practices. And he said, "Hey, what are you doing? Are you hurt? Are you what's going on?" He's like, "No, I'm just laying here. I don't need to practice." And my dad's like, "Everybody on this team practices. It's a team." And he said, "Oh, I don't practice." And he's like, "You're gone." And this is going to affect this kid's scholarship offer. He got kicked off the team.
Mm-hmm.
My dad said, "Get out of here."
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, the kid came back with his father. And it wasn't like some power play. Nobody was. My dad wasn't intimidated by anybody, and the kid came back with his dad, and his dad said, "I won't." Whatever the kid's name was, has something to say to you. And he said, "I apologize, and I want a second chance."
Right.
And my dad said, "Are you going to work as a team?" And he said, "Yes."
Yeah.
And he did.
I feel like today that dad might have said, "What are you doing? You're ruining my son's chances. Why, he's better than everybody on this team."
And that wouldn't have resonated with my father even back then, but
sure.
But there's good teamwork. I mean, it's a real good message on how good I think team sports are for kids.
Yeah, but there's another theme, and there's so many themes in the show that could be so useful to American culture today. There's another theme that was really prevalent to me, and that was watching him experience the faults of the individuals around him. And like a good pastor or like a good psychologist, just letting them roll right off his back and focusing directly on the positive.
Mm-hmm.
So genuinely believing in them and helping bring out the positive aspects of who they are or the good aspects of who they are in their personality.
Yeah.
Or even, everybody loves to call him Wanker, right?
Right.
Call him Wanker in the show. And just watching it bounce off him like rain or like bubbles, episode after episode, is inspiring.
It is. Isn't it funny?
He is truly not letting it affect him, and he is truly just care. And again, like he said to the news reporter, he's not focusing on whether the team wins or loses.
Yeah.
He's focusing on whether he can help them be better versions of themselves.
Yeah.
The players.
Do you think that you've been hungering for that kind of feeling? Like you said, but for what we've gone through the last year, you may have been like, this show's corny and not kept watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that you're a little bit starving for like an antidote to what feels like a lot of negativity, or like, what are you responding to?
Yes. And that's on a personal level and also on a cultural level. Just like you said, the extreme negativity going on. I don't want to say the words cancel culture, but there is something wrong in the American culture with the vitriol that is thrown against somebody for maybe making an inappropriate remark and wanting to destroy their career because of that, instead of focusing on maybe what is behind that. And then personally in my life, I'm pretty much called a wanker every day. They don't say wanker, but my kids say something else. So I deal with this criticism and the beating down every day from my kids.
Who's giving you a beat down?
Are you kidding me?
That's not cool. I'm going to go put them in a headlock right now. Who is it?
I love it though. I get impressed by the criticism, and I'm trying to coach them to be more constructively criticizing.
Yeah.
And hey, I want to be a better mom, but it gets hard.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm encouraging them to do it too much.
Can you give us an example? Like what form does that take? To give us an example of what you sometimes feel coming at you as a mom in that way, in that critical way.
Oh, just like the typical complaints from kids. Oh, you always say you're going to do this, but you never do. Or
which can sting because you want to be somebody who keeps their word.
Sure.
Yeah.
And even if their complaint is false, it still hurts because they believe it to be true, right? Mm-hmm. You always get her in trouble if she hits, but then, or she never gets in trouble, but then I always get in trouble. And how come is that? And so the inequity that kids complain about among the family dynamic, when you want to be the equitable and caring mom, that's hard.
Do you think they're manipulating you and letting you, just because they know it bugs you and that they really know that you're doing the best you can to be as equitable as possible, or do they really just feel disenfranchised?
They really do feel disenfranchised. Fortunately,
I guess that's just kids, right?
Two of my kids lie about as good as my husband, which is not good at all.
I was going to say, your husband doesn't lie.
No.
Yeah.
And if he tries, he's terrible at it. So.
That's awesome. Good. That's a good trait for a partner, I'd say.
And for kids, it's helpful.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'll try to, and they just stop mid-sentence, look at me, and a big grin comes off their face because they know I'm not buying it.
Yeah,
they know.
That's awesome. You'll never lose that. In my experience, like you've got that. That will be a dynamic that lasts even as they get into.
Well, you'll see.
I hope so, man.
And this doesn't ruin it, but you'll see in one of the Ted Lasso episodes, it cracked me up. He walks into this pub and everybody's like, "Hey, you suck, you shit wanker!" And he's like, "Hey, how you doing? Thanks for your support." Just keeps doop, doop, doop,
right.
just keeps walking forward. It's just
what hit you about it, Marty?
I think what really hit me was his forgiveness, his kindness, his teamwork. Teamwork is a big thing, and it made me remember of going like into a locker room over Thanksgiving break in high school.
Yeah,
and just nobody's in the school. It's dark and quiet, and it's just you and your team there, and you're working. You're grinding it out, and you're doing whatever you're doing, whatever the sport, and you're together. That togetherness, that teamwork. It's just really hard to replicate that for high school kids that don't have it. For people that've never played a team sport to really understand that. Unless, families is a example of that, it's like, but on a team, any team, it's us against them, and not the greater them, but it's just the next team you're going to play, we're going to defeat them. And we represent our school or our country if it's the Olympics or whatever. But Maybe that's now I'm just thinking that conflicts me with the we versus them thing.
Well, but right there can be a healthy us versus you in a test of whether it's sports or robotics or there can be a healthy outlet for that.
If you're a good sport about it, like if you go and you shake the other team's hand, like we defeated you, but now I'm shaking your hand, and this was a good competition. And
right.
Both, so I think it's healthy that way.
And I'm sure that, you spent a career in a teamwork environment too. Yeah.
I don't know about a career, but I've spent a lot of years,
right.
In sports and
no, but in the bureau, is that not a teamwork?
I'm sorry. Yeah, actually. And I was actually, I was actually comparing that to another government agency where I worked for a little while, and it's like the whole culture of that agency is a little bit more. I mean, it's all teamwork and good people, but it was more lone wolf kind of work, Whereas in the FBI, the work is squad work. It's you work as a squad on cases. Sometimes everybody works on another person's case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's way more teamwork, and I love that aspect of it. The camaraderie, it's unparalleled, and you don't find it in the private sector really that much, if at all.
Right. Well, that lone wolf celebration of individuality is something that's such a part of the narrative of our country and our culture too. And I can see why aspects of that are celebrated, but I think there's been a price to pay for overtly focusing on it. I remember one time we were having lunch with a group of friends, and the boys were there, and I remember one of our friends, I overheard them telling Sebastian or Santana, just remember, you count on yourself. You can depend on yourself. You can't count on other people. Don't count on other people. Depend on yourself. And I don't agree with that. I agree with counting on yourself and depending on yourself, self-reliance. But I think we're a tribal creature and we need other people.
Yeah.
Which is maybe circling back why we need true belief in forgiveness. You're going to wind up banishing everybody from the tribe eventually.
There's a word that I hate that's been floating around a lot more, I feel like, in the last 5 years, especially in the political and anybody who's in the media world, and the word is optics.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we're not going to do that because the optics don't look good.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can't issue a real apology. I have to craft this just the right way so the optics look great for my next reelection.
Mm-hmm.
And it drives me crazy because, like you said, it focuses on the me culture and the I individual.
Mm-hmm.
If being genuine hurts my career, screw being genuine. I'm going to do what looks good for the media.
Yeah, and not even what's real, but what does it look like? The optics, right? The packaging.
Right. So you've seen a few examples of people defying that. John McCain, when he, in front of Mitch McConnell, voted against that bill.
Yeah.
Maybe the optics did look good for him among a certain group. Or Mitt Romney voting to impeach the president. Or Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
His character could give a shit about the optics.
Mm-hmm.
He cares about what works well for the team. So, like, for example, in the episode where he pulls out the star player
mm-hmm.
and is immediately hated and booed by the entire crowd, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
Even though it looks bad, he believes that to be right for the team.
Yeah.
But, the sad thing is that politicians do that because it works. So we have to all look at ourselves with
That's a good point.
It is a good point.
I mean, people buy that shit. That's what, it works.
I think it works up to a point, though. How many people have lost faith in the political system because everybody's out for themselves?
Yes.
It's a real contradiction or a paradox that I can't reconcile because everybody says they want the genuine, say it like it is person, but those people don't get elected. Everybody says they hate negative advertising, but it freaking works.
Yeah.
Everybody hates the media, but they still, glob onto it.
Yeah. I don't think you have to eliminate the advertising. I don't think you have to eliminate well-written speeches or apologies or writers.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the crafting something so carefully and so manipulatively to protect yourself and purely to protect yourself. I think that's when people gloss their eyes over and lose interest and lose faith in the system.
Because when that becomes normalized, I think what you eventually wind up dealing with is a loss of self. The people that practice that
mm-hmm.
way of being lose themselves. The people that are their targets lose faith in them. And, I was thinking people might be rolling their eyes with this Ted Lasso talk, but it really made me think a lot. And I was thinking, he's this rube from Kansas, right?
Yeah.
Comes walking into the situation that he shouldn't be in, that he's not qualified for, as part of this whole plan. But he's a rube, and seemingly. And everybody around him, especially when you compare kind of like that Midwestern American culture with London English culture.
Right.
Everybody there is wittier, more ironic, more sophisticated, everyone, right? But here's this rube who sets about, I kind of want to say teaching people lessons, but I don't think that sounds right. It's almost helping people to drop their artifice.
Yeah.
He sets
and see themselves again.
He sets an example.
Yeah. See themselves again and see each other. Actually see each other. And I kind of got to thinking that, all the cynical, more sophisticated people that are walking around injured is us. It's so many of us.
You mean me and Britt, or?
It's the three of us.
Talk to us, baby.
It's the three of us.
Uh-huh.
No, it's us as a society, and who's gonna? I don't know, man. Who's the rube? Who's the person that, or is it just us? Do we do it ourselves, or where we drop the artifice and take the risk to kind of let ourselves be seen and see each other? And maybe the first step in that, and what this character does, is he shows understanding, right? If you feel understood, if you feel seen, you're more likely to want to let yourself be seen. I don't know, man. I think there's a societal commentary going on in this show for me. That can seem really corny, but it's striking me in a true way.
If you think about it, it does. It's deep.
I think it only seems corny because we're so enmeshed in a culture that works hard to stay cool
Yeah.
or stay smart. Like, what's corny about it? You're embracing humility and embracing who you are and connecting with other individuals.
Mm-hmm.
What's corny about that?
Yeah, isn't that true?
But it's sometimes hard to open up and talk about that.
Well, and it's would you say we're obsessed with being cool?
There's
right?
there's a bit there.
Yeah, we're obsessed with being cool. We're obsessed with being right.
Or saying something clever.
Oh man, and I love to say clever things. I love saying clever things.
So good at it too.
That's why he practices every week. Marty. He's getting there.
I'm
not quite there yet, though, is he?
Exactly.
Working on it.
Now you guys are being clever. Anyhow, I don't want to beat this to death. If you haven't seen the show, check it out. Check it out if you've had a hard day. Just watch a couple episodes. You might like it. I love it. I love it more than I've loved a show in a long time. It's just, Ted Lasso's got me wanting to be a better person.
That's awesome.
For real.
Did I?
That's awesome.
Are we allowed to say the name of the person that his assistant coach reminds us of?
Well, no, but I know.
Isn't that awesome?
We talk about it. So a good friend of ours.
Yeah.
But I think it's just the beard. Because the personality is not the same.
No, I guess there was just one part when I think there was some karaoke dancing or something. For some reason,
and he was singing.
Yeah,
he was singing Lady Gaga.
Yeah, it just struck me. That's him. So
yeah,
he'll know who he is.
That's so funny, man. That's so good. Yeah, man. Britt, you were saying coming out of that ice storm, and we're gonna wrap up in a second here because Britt's got a heart out. But
and I was late, so I've up everything. So.
That's okay. I don't mind doing a shorter episode. But and also, it's been a while since we've done an episode because of everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
So it's nice to put one out. But you were saying, so we get through this ice storm, we get power back. We're like, all right, we're back online. We're back. We don't have to rough it anymore. Hot showers again, right? We're so lucky to have hot showers are a normal part of our life, right? Yeah. What does that put us in the top 6% of people globally.
I need cold showers, but go ahead.
Yeah, but then you're like, oh yeah, we're still locked down. Restaurants are still closed. We still have to wear a mask everywhere.
I think we came home and we're like, yay, power's back on. We can finally go back to yeah.
Right.
No, there is no normal yet.
Well, normal is right now, right? Normal is a sliding scale.
Sure. And the normal that we once knew will probably never return the way it once was.
Not quite.
Is hard to think about.
And I don't know how that'll bubble up. That'll be interesting to see how that bubbles up. I think like some of the obvious, I think there will be people who wear masks into grocery stores now from here on out, much like you see in many Asian countries,
right?
Which I always thought was so odd, so odd.
It always made
but now it makes sense
to me.
right?
It made sense to me before.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Or if you're sick, like people are going to be more likely to stay home from work or wear a mask or, even if you just have the common cold, I think there's a kind of an awareness of how is it communicable?
Yes.
Right. How communicable germ-based diseases are. But yeah, how else is it going to crop up?
I think in schools, especially.
Yeah.
Schools in the education system. And we'll see what the theater world does. But I keep checking on New York and seeing how they're deciding to go
Are they
forward.
still closed completely? What's the deal?
They have some opening dates scheduled.
But they've been closed completely.
Yeah,
I don't know. How are they surviving? Because there's not a lot of shows that make money, period. How are they surviving?
I do not know.
Yeah.
I do not know.
That's probably in a lot of those buildings, they're not having to pay rent. Like that's just being that can's being kicked down the road.
Right.
But yeah, so many of those theater companies struggle to survive anyhow.
Yeah.
I think normality we're always evolving. I was having a conversation about this whole Mr. Potato Head thing, and not this segue.
What's the Mr. Potato Head thing?
You don't
What's
know?
the Mr. Potato Head thing?
What's wrong with
honestly
you,
don't know.
Mr. Potato Head has officially become non-binary, gender-free.
Okay. So it's just potato. What did they say? Is it just potato head?
Yes, it's just potato head. But part of it, it's again, I don't want to use the term cancel culture either, but because I firmly believe that the extremes now, because of social media, are speaking for both of us, for most of us, like 80% of us, 10% on each side are speaking for us by because outrage sells. So they're and I want to respond so much that it's like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
Really, just who gives a fuck?
To the people reacting to it, or to the people saying, "Let's make it non-binary."
To the people reacting to it. Well, actually, both even, but it's like when it comes out, like we're evolving. Like trans people are starting to come out of the fringes and out of the closets, the same as gays, the same as African Americans, the same as women getting to vote. I mean, we are evolving as a culture. These people have all been around us forever. It's like you peed next to somebody who is transgender and you just didn't know it. Yeah. And you know what? Nobody hurt you.
Right.
It's like this we're evolving. Just roll with it and understand that what's being posted on social media is just there to outrage you. And it's like, don't take the fucking bait, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Just who gives a shit about Mr. Potato Head and Dr. Seuss? I mean, that was the estate pulled 6 books of what? How many has he written?
I did see that.
And if you look at some of them, they probably needed to be pulled. It's like, and they just, I don't even.
It's an antiquated way of thinking or seeing the world.
Yeah, it's just like everybody calm down. Just everybody CFD.
That's so interesting. And I was just having a talk with the boys over dinner last night about some efforts to pull Huckleberry Finn or Tom Sawyer off the shelves because they have the N-word peppered throughout them, and how at their school those books aren't pulled off the shelves, which I am happy for, because we can be robust. We can be robust enough to say, like, this is how somebody wrote at the time, and they were writing about a people at the time, and that's my view on it. But we were just having that conversation about like not reacting to everything.
Well, and I agree. But the Dr. Seuss thing, it wasn't the government. It was Dr. Seuss, and they've evolved.
They decided,
and they've changed the pictures. A lot of it were pictorial things, and they've changed those pictures over the years anyway, and nobody noticed.
Right.
But except probably the people that were being portrayed negatively.
Right.
But all of a sudden now, the coin of the realm is outrage, and it's so fucking frustrating.
It is. And I mean,
Ted Lasso.
I only buy male potatoes if I can help it. Oftentimes they're harder to find, but I definitely, especially if I'm going to bake them, new potatoes like for roasting and whatnot.
You're an anti-potatite.
I'm so glad that I did not know about this Mr. Potato Head or Potato Head controversy. I feel like I wish you guys hadn't told me, but I'm really glad that I'm out of that loop.
Yeah, well,
here's what's most important. We got a Mr. Potato Head in my playroom right now, and my daughter probably once a week will play with it. And she puts eyes with eyelashes on, and then she'll put the male cap on the head, and then she'll put the lady shoes on, and then put the bow tie on.
Did you tell her she needs to decide? She needs to decide, damn it.
Figure it out. She'll say, Mommy, isn't this beautiful? And I say, it looks fantastic.
Yeah, man, it looks fabulous. That's amazing.
Mr. Potato Head can dress however the hell he wants.
Yeah. However the hell he, she, or Z wants. Who cares? Potato Head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't outrage me over there.
Don't outrage. I'm not going to get outraged.
Don't outrage me.
Let's wrap this up.
All right.
Let's let Britt go. Britt, we're letting you go.
I appreciate it, boys.
If you come back, you were ours. If you don't, you never were. We're letting you go because we love you.
And I'm sorry I was late.
As long as there are hot showers when I come back.
We've given you roots. Now we're giving you wings.
Oh, Lordy.
Beautiful.
That's not Ted Lasso.
It's not?
No.
Ted Lasso would say something like that, though.
Yeah, he might.
Actually, that becomes part of Ted Lasso later in the episodes. You'll see.
I don't know what you're referring to, but yeah, don't spoil it.
No, I won't. I'll tell you after we get off the air.
All right. Roots and wings, people. We love you.
Love you. Out.